Mesdames et messieurs, bonsoir. Bienvenue dans WhatsApp Caribéenne. C'est un plaisir pour moi de retrouver nous. Et dans le moment élection, moi, je pense que nous tous nous très motivés pour nous voter. Je répété ça toujours qu'on dit, c'est pas l'élection présidentielle seulement pour nous voter. Élection locale extrêmement importante parce que c'est là que ça a choisi les gens qui prennent des décisions pour nous. Et si nous quittons, vacabon monter sous pouvoir, si nous quittons des gens qui ne vaut la peine monter sous pouvoir parce que nous pas tal voter, demain matin nous pas capable de plaindre, lors d'une série de gros décisions graves qu'a faites dans la ville là. Alors à Soya, nous pral faire nous suivre deux interviews que de monde qui très proche à LNTV, deux candidats t'es réalisé. Nous gagnons d'abord un leader qui est là dans la communauté depuis très longtemps. Il s'agit de Madame Marleine Bastien qui gagne près de 30 ans que la travaille dans la communauté. Et nous gagnons tout l'autre monde qui part dans la politique depuis très longtemps, mais qui travaille dans la communauté depuis extrêmement longtemps également. Il s'agit de Madame Marie Woodson. Interview ça que nous prenons, c'est des interviews qui étaient pré-enregistrées. Mais il est toujours bon, dans le moment que nous prenons sortir pour nous voter là, pour nous capables de faire un petit rafraîchissement mémoire nous, pour nous connaître des gens qui vraiment vaut la peine et qui représentent nous fièrement dans la communauté haïtienne. Alors, mesdames et messieurs, moi invite nous à passer bon moment ça avec nous. Rappelez-nous que à Soya, nous suivons des interviews qui étaient réalisées avec des candidats dans la communauté. En nous, Madame Marleine Bastien.
Marleine Bastien, thank you so much for having me over to your headquarter campaign to see to that you do become the next commissioner of your district, right? And one of the questions that I really want to ask you is, for those who are not familiar with your campaign, could you tell them what you've been doing in the community for the past 30 years?
First, I'd like to thank you for coming to visit us today, and thank you for having me. I should say for having us. It is always a pleasure. For the past 30 years, I have been the CEO of a not-for-profit entity called FAM, Family Action Network Movement. And for the past 40 years, I've been working and organizing in the community. As FAM CEO, I managed a group of 30 folks and 20 volunteers. FAM provides wraparound services to over 10,000 families a year, providing them services related to mental health, access to basic health care, which we consider a basic human right, access to affordable housing. We have after-school programs for our children. We have a full-fledged immigration clinic, and we also have an adult education center where we teach adults how to read and write. And once they learn how to read and write, which we can do for 90 days, we have a winning project where for 90 days, in 90 days, we can teach them how to read and write. And once we get them to that stage, we teach them how to use the computer, because today, in this day and age, you have to, learn how to use the computer. We also have an economic development project at FAM for the past several years, where we help small business owners. We provide them with the technical assistance so that when federal dollars come down locally, they are able to benefit from it, because we realize that a lot of them, even though they've been in business at times for 20, 25 years, they don't have the infrastructure to benefit when the federal resources, come to town. In a nutshell, FAM provides wraparound services to these families to make sure they are able to thrive and that their children are able to thrive. But at the same time, we give them the tools to contribute to their own development and empowerment and transformation. And that's what really differentiates us from other nonprofit entities in town, because some, I should say most do one or the other, right? They either provide services or they organize.
Vice versa.
But for 30 years, we've been doing both successfully. And I'm proud to say that Family Action Network Movement FAM is an award-winning organization, and we are proud to also say that we have delegations coming from all over, from Europe, from Africa, from Asia, to look at our model, which is providing wraparound services to strengthen families, because it is our bedrock belief that strong families make strong communities. But at the same time, we give our members, we don't call them clients, because calling them clients entails that we have to do everything for them, and that's not what we do.
Right.
We provide them with wraparound services to strengthen them, and we give them the tools to organize, to amplify their voices, and to contribute to their own empowerment and transformation.
That's amazing. That's absolutely amazing.
Thank you.
Now, back to the campaign. In regards to the campaign, the fact that clearly you didn't raise as much money as your competitors, as much as they did. How do you see that impacting your campaign? And do you see that, for some reason, affecting you winning?
Very good question. So from the beginning, we realized that we could not raise the bulk of the money that our opponents were raising. As you know, one of them raised, over $1 million, and then the number two raised over $800,000 compared to our $254,000. We understand, and then the voters also understood that our campaign was a people's campaign. That's what we call it. It was a people campaign. It is a campaign for the people, right? And powered by the people. Mm-hmm. We were very lucky, very blessed to have received the $20, the $30, the $100 from the voters,
right.
From the voters from District 2, because they realized that I was in this campaign to win it, mm-hmm. but to win it with them, so that once I am elected, and when I'm elected, I will be the first woman ever elected in the seat for District 2, mm-hmm. and they realize that once I'm elected, from day one, I will be working for them. Mm-hmm. I will not be working for the big entities, the big interest. From day one, I will be working for them, because I'm tired of reading over the years about District 2 being the poorest, right. In Miami-Dade County. Of the 13 districts, that it is the poorest. I'm tired of reading about that.
Right.
And I don't believe that District 2 is the poorest. I think District 2 lacks the resources to thrive, and that's what I'd like to change. As a commissioner from District 2, I'd like to build a District 2 that works for everyone. I'd like to build a District 2 where everyone has a fair chance to make it. Mm-hmm. I'd like to build a District 2 where our youth, they are empowered. We have programs that strengthen them. Yes, I've been very sad to see the level of these investments in our public education system over the years, right. Where in the past, probably when I was growing up, when you were growing up, right, there were music programs, the sports, the piano, arts. But these days, a lot of these great projects that kept our children occupied are disappearing. There are a lot of these investments, and that's what I'd like to change. I believe that District 2 can thrive. District 2 has the capacity to thrive, to create spaces for our children to flourish. When they come from school, instead of going to an empty home, right. Yes, a lot of them can come to FAM, but we have 3 sites, but we need many more sites. Right. And in these sites, we need business classes, we need art classes, we need dance classes, because children need places where they can thrive. Right. We also I'd like to invest more in the businesses, provide them with the technical assistance, but most importantly, give them the resources, give them access to capital, because without access to capital, they cannot grow. And it is my plan and my goal to do that, to invest in these businesses, provide them with the technical assistance to allow them to compete, but also to make sure that we create access to capital for them. And in terms of the elderly, we have elderlies, a lot of elderlies, right?
That's right.
In our district. Invest in programs to help them, to those who are homeowners, to help them stay in their homes, and those who are renters to facilitate, access to affordable housing. And it is very important because a lot of these elderlies, they've invested their life savings in their homes, and owning a home is important. It's really part of the American dream, to own a
Generational
home,
wealth.
to build generational wealth. And if because of the continued tax increase, right, and most of them are on fixed income, they cannot keep it, it is our responsibility as leaders to create investing programs to support them, so that they can stay in their homes. In the long run, right, it benefits. It is more economic, right? It is smarter economically to do our best to keep them in their home. So as part of my platform, I want not only to invest and create more homeownership, but I would like to develop projects and programs to make sure that those who own their homes are able to stay. And lastly, I've always been very active in increasing safety in our neighborhoods, to get the guns off the streets, to invest in climate change. And I like to end by saying that, unlike my opponents, past opponents, and my opponent now in the runoff, I'm not saying when I'm elected, I will do this. I have been doing these things. I have been involved in providing these services, even when I'm not elected. I was not elected. So I will continue to do them, except that I will have more resources at my disposal, and then I will be able to help more people, right? And keep the community engaged, so that we can build a District 2 that works for everyone, a District 2 that is inclusive, a District 2 where everyone has a fighting chance to make it.
Excellent, excellent. Now, to stay on the financial aspect of this whole campaign, it is said you do not take big shadow money from other donors. How does this affect your campaign by not taking shadow money from these big donors?
Well,
It's
shadow. What do
it's
you mean?
grassroots. All the funds that goes into your campaign is $5 donations, for $10 donations.
Right.
These big shadow donors, they're not coming in out of the
The
woodwork trying.
big interest
Yeah,
money.
it's big
We
money
don't
interest.
have big interest money. I purposefully decide, which donations to accept. Because, like I said from day one, I want to work for the residents and the voters of District 2. That doesn't mean that I will not accept, big dollars. I need big dollars in order to be competitive, right? To organize my campaign, I need money, but I will not accept big interest money, and I will not squander the voters' chances, right? And to put myself in a situation where when I get to on the commission, instead of working for them, then I will have to work for someone else. Because the reason why I'm in this race is to change District 2, to make sure that the residents are able to thrive, that they are able to stay in their homes, that we create access for them. And I want to be able to work for them. I want to be able to work for them.
Right.
Does that mean that I will not take money from this and for that? But all I say is that I'm not willing to accept big interest money that will prevent me from doing my work. But yes, I do need money. I'm not gonna say no to $1,000 checks. I do have a PAC. That doesn't mean I will not accept money, but I decide who I take the money from.
Is there a place our viewers could go to make these donations for your campaign? Is there a link that we can go to?
Indeed, they can go to www.votemarleinebastien.com. They can go there to donate. They can also mail their donation, and I'm pretty sure that we can share the address of the campaign of our headquarters where voters can contribute. We also need volunteers to power the campaign. We need their donations, right? We need volunteers, but most importantly, we need their votes. Every vote counts. We need your vote. It is a huge district from 2019 when I filed for the seat. I've been working a lot in the district, and I've heard you. I've seen you and I've heard you. I've listened to you. I sat down with you. I saw with my own eyes what some of you are going through. And that is why I will continue to canvass the district, because even before I was elected, I always worked in the district. I've been very active in Miami-Dade County. I've received the Volunteer of the Year awards for years because I've always invested in this community. If you look at all the important organizations that have been organized in Miami-Dade County, have either been a founding member or a founding board member. So I've been very, very, very active. So I encourage those of you who are watching right now who would like to volunteer for the campaign to call us and come and work with us, because together we want to develop and build a District 2 that we can all be proud of.
Now, there are a lot of people who are going to be going into the polls to vote. Some of them are undecided. What message would you give to the undecided voter that's looking at you right now, but they can't make up their mind? They hear your voice, but they don't know what to do. What would you say to them?
Well, as you know, my name is Marleine Bastien. For the past 40 years, I've been working for you. After I came to the US in 1981, I started as a volunteer. And for the next 5 years, I was hired as a paralegal, working for you, going to home detention camp to make sure that we fight to get you out of people out of detention centers. And then while I was there, I went to Miami-Dade, then FIU. I was hired then by Jackson, where for 13 years I served as a medical social worker, making sure that when the folks are discharged, they have the resources, to adjust to life after, they are released. And then for the past 30 years, I've been working at FAM, providing services to strengthen families, to help you. For 40 years, I've been there, right, fighting for you, working for you, providing the services, whether to provide access to affordable housing, access to jobs, fighting for good salaries, fighting for equity, fighting for workers' rights, women's rights, children's rights, fighting for children to have access to a better education, fighting for all of us. I've been there. For 40 years, I've been there for you. Voting is the most sacred duty. It is your most sacred duty. In a democracy, it is important for you to vote, to use your voice to elect someone who has been there for you for 40 years and then will continue to work for you. So I'm encouraging you to come out and vote. Voting is the most powerful action you can take as a citizen. So I'm encouraging you to come out and vote. Vote for Marleine Bastien. Vote for punch number 76. Vote for change. Vote for a better District 2. vote for a thriving and strong District 2, where each and every one, including you, young leaders, including you, young voters, has a fat chance to thrive. Vote for Marleine Bastien.
Now, there are a lot of things about you some people don't know about. And one of those things is that you have been featured in a lot of international magazines. So you have a pretty good platform worldwide. Something a lot of people don't know. What are these publications you've been featured on?
The Times, Essence Magazine, where I was named one of the 35 most powerful women in the world with Serena Williams and a lot of other people. So many. There's so many. The Power magazine. It's been and it is really really humbling to have been recognized because of the work that I've done. The great body of work that I've done over the course of 40 years for creating and developing and building and contributing for 40 years, whether to build new organizations such as PUMS, CHS, Asian Neighborhood Center, Quincy's House, FIAC, FLIC, so many organizations that have been either a founding member or founding board member, because I believe that everybody has the capacity to serve. And I grew up in a family where at a very young age I was taught the importance of service, to really serve and help those less fortunate. So 2 days after I came here, I started volunteering at the Haitian Refugee Center, HACAD, and over the course of 40 years, I've always been, a volunteer, and in addition to being the employee and CEO of Family Action Network Movement.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Marleine Bastien. I don't want to take up too much of your time, but I have one last question for you.
Yeah, go ahead.
A vote for Marleine Bastien is a vote for?
For a change in District 2, for stronger families, for better education, for strong businesses, for access to affordable housing. A vote for Marleine Bastien is a vote for change.
That's amazing. Thank you so much, Marleine Bastien, for your time. I appreciate you.
Remè moun ki remè nou. Représentant Marie Woodson a demandé nous pour nous kembe le côté lié pour continuer délivrer pour nous. Marie Woodson a 38 l'année comme leader service public. Depuis nous avons voté le député, non petit temps tout coûte, li est sécurisé 2,2 millions de dollars dans le budget l'État pour district lié. Li pas un candidat qui a fait promesse, c'est un candidat qui délivré. Alors kembe dans place li. Mardi 8 novembre, votez Marie Woodson, Democrat for State Representative District 105. C'est Marie Woodson, Democrat for State Representative District 105 qui paye et puis approuve réclame ça.
Non, moi c'est Marleine Bastien, candidat pour ma Millet County Commission District 2. Depuis 40 ans, je travaille pour nous, je bataille pour nous. Moi j'ai compétence, moi j'ai passion pour servir nous, et puis j'ai courage pour prendre des décisions qui ont bénéficié nous et bénéficier de famille. Et c'est d'en faire effort pour nous gagner logement, accès à logement pour marché, pour nous gagner caille, pour nous arrêter dans la communauté nous bâtir, pour nous investir dans le programme pour grandes dettes, investir dans le programme pour jeunes. Marleine Bastien pour le travail pour vos intérêts. Depuis le premier jour, Marleine Bastien va le travail pour nous, parce que c'est nous-mêmes qui supportons la campagne. Dès le premier jour, va le travail pour nous, va le travail pour vos intérêts. Votez Marleine Bastien, c'est voter changement. Votez Marleine Bastien, c'est voter pour un meilleur en district 2. Votez bonheur. Voter en absence le 8 novembre 2022. On a le fait colonne, on a le voté première femme pour représenter nous dans le district 2. Merci.
Comme moi t'ai annoncé nous li dans début émission, nous gagnons représentative Mary Woodson qui était lancé campagne ni encore pour nous carrer li était fait li dans Broward bien entendu. Nous pral suivre un reportage que collaborateur nous reporter nous Gary Laurent t'ai fait dans soirée ça.
We want to recognize a few people before our honoree comes forward. But I do want to recognize, and I have to do this, there was a slideshow here, we kind of stopped it because we want you to focus on the speakers. But I have to say there's a number of people here that I work so closely with. And Marie, those who met Marie know her. She talks to you, she gets to know who you are, and you get caught up in who she is. And I try to tell people, they ask me, well, how does she do all this? She's Marie Woodson. If you can't be Marie Woodson, I can't help you. And what I mean is, it's coming from her. I can't do what she does. I can't do it. I can't keep up with it. But that's how she's always been. Her family is here. There's family here. I'm not going to put them on the spot. They're here to support. They know her well than anybody. Knew before I knew her. So she's always been the same. The point is what I'm saying, but we also have here some of our volunteers from the first campaign. All our original core volunteers, please stand up. Anybody that were the core from the beginning, the caravans, the knocking on doors, calling, because we had some people that consistently did it up to election day. And they still involved now. If we call them, we have a group chat. If you want to be part of the group chat, give me your number. We'll put you in there because these individuals work. They believe in the cause, and I got to give them all the credit. So they have the first official campaign shirt, Re-elect Marie Woodson District 105. So we want to welcome everyone, but I had to put out their volunteers that they really, really played a vital role in getting her elected.
Me and Marie are like two peas in a pot. I will admit, she's the good cop. And I could be a little bit on we're going to call it, I'm the good trouble person. Okay? But what it does is, she smooths it over, and when it needs to get a little rough, I come right in there and make it happen. Because in Tallahassee, that's what we need. If you want anyone to fight for you and to advocate for you, and that's going to do it from the beginning till the end and just never going to stop, Marie is your person.
I'm the lucky one here because Marie is my commissioner. She's my commissioner. And I say that, and I am so thankful she is, because all you can ask for of an elected official is that they think and feel somewhat the same way you do, that they represent your values, what you think is important, that your voice sounds like their voice. If you get that, man, you're lucky, and I got that. I got that in double. What I really want is a T-shirt that says "My Commissioner" on it. That's what I want, with a big picture of Marie on it, my commissioner, because that would be great. Because everybody who knows in her district and where I live, we know we are so well represented. We know if we need something. We know if we want her to stand for something. She's doing it, and she's speaking for the people that really need to be spoken, that need a voice. And she's doing it like nobody I've ever seen.
Mary, we're so proud to have you as an ally. You came in, you talked to me when you wanted to run for office, we're campaigning, and you says, I'm always going to be there to support the LGBTQ community, no matter what people say. And you know what? We get those promises every day, but not many people actually come and show up, and you showed up every single day. You know, this takes time away from your family, and we appreciate you. Congratulations.
How can you stand up against this woman? How can you? Who would dare? Who would dare standing in front the hardest working woman legislator in Florida? I mean, she doesn't have any time. Whenever I call her, oh, Marleine, I have to do this, I have to do this. I say, wow. I said, does every legislator work that hard? No time for herself? So that's why I know, guys, that's why I know without the shadow of a doubt that no one will come in front of her.
That is my sister from Miami-Dade County days, and it is so gratifying to know that someone with her character in public service, with her experience and knowledge, that she was able to get this position. And she's just been wonderful ever since she has been elected. So she did not start out like she just learning the job. She jumped in, the timing was perfect, she was needed, and she went right to the job. So I want to say thank you so very much. And I know I don't have to ask anybody here to support her because I know everybody's here to support her. So let's work and get the job done.
You know, when she was running, obviously for the first time, this is the first time she's getting reelected, and we know she'll be elected. We supported her. We know good candidates when we see them, and she has not disappointed. A lot of times you bet on a candidate and you say, you know, let me support this person. And when they get in office, what happens? You don't see them again until the next election. But that is not Marie's, that's not her ammo. She's hardworking. She puts me and our vice mayor to work. We work hard. But Marie, she's really a hard worker, and she has a lot more area to cover than we do. And she does a good job. She's always in her district, whether it's Miramar, Hollywood, West Park, Pembroke Park. You can find her there. And we so thank her family, her husband, as you know, he's very supportive, her children, for allowing her to do the work that she does in government. So thank you so much again. Let's give it up for Marie Watson.
A lot of people love to say, oh, I hate politics, or I don't want to be in politics, but politics is around you everywhere, believe it or not. And so, you know, I wish you such an amazing campaign trail for year 2. Please, 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 please give as much as you can, because the work needs to be done. The work needs to be done, but the funds have to come with that work. And so we're really blessed to have you as a mom. I will say it all the time. On Sundays, she would leave for Tallahassee, and it shows you that you can be a mom, a person, a representative, all in one. And I would go to DC like the next morning, and she would make salmon and potatoes and all that stuff probably like 3 hours before her flight to get to Tallahassee and still read her bills and still go on the floor. So it shows you the person that she is. And this is who we need in Tallahassee again, and this is what we need to do. I'm so glad you don't have an opponent, because I think they're scared, and they should be. And so, yeah, this is awesome. So thank you all again, and I'm going to pass it over to Bradley.
Well, definitely I can't follow that up, so I'll just... She summed up pretty much, and we were at the last kickoff. This is almost like a flashback. As you see, all the support is still here. Everybody is still here. More people coming, more who wants to see Rep. Woodson keep doing good things in the community. Because right now, we haven't seen anybody else right now hold a candle. No offense to anybody who may have done it before, but no one's really holding a candle to what she can do. So I think this is proof showing that there's still faith in what you can do and what you will do. We're still here to support. Give if you can. I know everybody's saying enough of that, and hopefully there's not more wine there, so at least you think about that. But overall, we thank you for what you do. We know you're going to keep doing well, and we'll always have your back.
Thank you so much for being here this evening. I am in awe by what I heard this evening, by how many people we have in the room. And I have so many others who send me notes, who send me texts and told me they couldn't be here, but I know they are here with us in spirit. Let me start by saying this evening what an honor and a privilege it has been for me to be on this road for the past 2 years. Really, for the past 4 years, because I spent 2 years campaigning, and I've been in office for almost 2 years now. Not 2 years yet. November will be 2 years. My husband started on this campaign trail with me from day one. And I have to say, I want all the volunteers to stand up again, because I have to thank you myself. I know my husband did it, but without you, I would not be where I'm at today. And even if I don't call every single one of you by name, you all know how much I love you, because all of you were with me on this campaign trail, and some of us, we have spent nights and days. Nick, you need to stand up. I did see you. Robert, yes, you need to stand up. I see all of you. I would like to thank you from the bottom of my heart. Without you, this journey would not have been possible. My volunteers, I love you dearly. Without you, there would not be no Marie Woodson standing here. So thank you as a state representative. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. Let me tell you something. I know we all have family, but I'm going to tell you tonight, I have the best family that I could ever ask for. Yes, I'm going to tell you. I'm going to tell you. The sacrifices that I've seen my family made, especially the men that I've been married to for 30, I'm not going to tell you 30 what, okay? I would just tell you we got married when I was on my 30 of college at FIU, when my dad didn't think I was old enough to get married, okay? That's how Haitian parents are, okay? They never think you're old enough. But this man stood by me in thick and thin. This is a husband that I can say you are a true partner. A true, what I mean a true friend, yes. A true partner, someone who stand by you no matter what. Even when he gets home, he's going to tell me, you know, that wasn't right, that wasn't right. But he would stood by me 100%. And he's the one who tell me right or wrong when I need to be told that it's wrong. So, honey, I could not have found a better partner, a better husband, a better father to my children. Everybody here, I'm not going to call names. You know that you are so important to me. You know how much I care about you. I love all of you from, with all my heart. And this is not somebody who said they love someone and they love them. Marleine, you know me. You know me very well. And I want, if you allow me, give me a quick minute. I want Marleine, I want Aude, I want, where's Gitel? Gitel is not here. I want those women to come up front just for a quick second so you can see who they are. I want them to come here for a reason. I know you came to hear me speaking, but guess what? It's not just about me tonight, because I can't do the work alone, okay? First of all, I can't do the work. Commissioner Beam, you're not running now. Oh, you are? Then come over as well. Oh, I thought you weren't running. Let me tell you something. Since he's running, you better not go after him, because I'm coming after you if you go after him. This is my commissioner, and he's done such a great job, such a fantastic job. I want you all to continue to support him. Whatever he wants to go next, that's for him to decide, but you're not going to come and run against him. Now, I want you all to look at this, all those women here and men standing here in front of you. This is 2022. Remember this. We are at a time where we're seeing that they are coming after us in Tallahassee, okay? And what I mean they coming after us big time. If you look at the laws that have been passed, the bill that they passed in Tallahassee, those bills are put on just to make sure that we stay in our seat. That's how I call it. They want you to stay in your corner. They want you to stay under the table, not being at the table and have a seat.
I'm Cindy. I'm studying to become an English teacher, and I love Island TV. Why? Because we are the Caribbean. We are Island TV. We need to reveal our fundamental contributions in America. We need Island TV to reveal our different beautiful Caribbean cultures for the world to respect and understand us better. Grow your business while supporting the only Caribbean television station in Florida. Advertise with Island TV.
we are seeing where women are doing the hard work, but men making more money than they are. Same position. I've been to that in Miami-Dade County, to working 4 or 5 divisions, and the men working one was getting paid more money than I was working overseeing 5 divisions. So I know it exists. I know it's there. So my goal is to lift women in order to make sure we are equal. Not saying we don't respect our husbands, don't respect our men, because that's what the Bible said. I'm preaching now. But guess what? We need to understand what women are contributing to this process, so we will not be left behind.
Our sisters that came before us, power was not something that was considered very feminine. Right, Winnie? I mean, we stayed away from that word. Femininity and power were really considered polar opposites of one another. Well, thankfully, because our sisters, our aunties, our mothers, our grandmothers, they fought hard. They went through the women's movement. The women's movement in the 1970s, when, you know, the perception was that it was women burning their bras and not shaving their armpits, but no. No, what our foremothers were doing were fighting for our equality.
L'initiative que vous prenez aujourd'hui d'honorer certaines femmes, c'est une première ou ça se fait chaque année?
Merci beaucoup d'être venu ici. C'est la première fois qu'on va faire ça, mais pour parler à tous les Haïtiens qui vivent ici, je vais parler en créole. Je prends l'initiative ça pour faire la première fois parce que je remarque qu'il y a pile filles dans la communauté, je fais pour moi de la femme, il y a pile filles dans la communauté qui font une série de travail extraordinaire. Mais ils ne pas jamais reconnaître, toujours à reconnaître même mon tout le temps. Ce monde, c'est une série de monde qui a fait du bon travail, mais que personne ne connaît. So pour cela, je crois que sont piliers, même avec toutes les piliers femmes, nous décidons pour nous reconnaître aujourd'hui.
Bon, si on l'autre fille, par exemple pour l'année prochaine, tu as aimé participer dans la bataille. C'est quel genre d'action tu as dû entreprendre dans la communauté?
Bien content parce que je m'ai encouragé l'autre fille pour y appliquer tout. Nous avons une application bien bonne l'autre année et nous avons soumettre un essai, quand on dit ça de mon nom. Et puis avec ça, nous avons jugé bon comité à discuter qui est vraiment qualifié pour avoir ça que nous avons là.
Et par contre, ce dernier mot, tu as dit à public en général.
Premièrement, je dis merci beaucoup, je dis à l'NTV merci beaucoup et je dis tout, ou même qui viennent faire des déplacements, merci beaucoup. Et je dis gopi les femmes Elisabeth Guérin qui a fait un travail extraordinaire dans l'NTV que nous connaissons longtemps, qui est toujours là pour la communauté. Je dis un grand merci du fait que Alain TV représentait là aujourd'hui. Et je dis Marie Tourné qui est là avec nous aujourd'hui, qui vraiment a bonne musique classique pour les gens qui rentrer là. Je dis tout le monde qui a regardé. Je souhaité l'autre année que nous-mêmes que nous appliquons parce que son prix que nous avons voulu tout le monde. Comme nous, il y a Haïtiens, il y a Blancs, il y a Espagnols. Nous pas prendre un seul groupe de filles, mais nous prenons différentes filles qui sortent de différents côtés. Merci.
Merci à vous.
Mesdames et messieurs, merci pour tout temps ça que nous t'ai passé avec nous en compagnie de WhatsApp Caribéenne. Pas oublier à voter et pas oublier faire bon choix pour moun qui remet nous, moun qui prend le travail pour nous-mêmes. Merci à vous tous. À la semaine prochaine. Bonsoir.